All right, it looks like I'm live. All right. Yeah, so you know what's really cool about doing this at 12 o'clock every day, in my opinion anyway, is I haven't had time to get a shower today, right? So I'm wearing my hat because my hair is messy, as you can see, right? You don't need to look at messy hair. That's because I'm working really, really hard for all of you, and it's awesome to feel wanted, right? So that's cool. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 4-gram tablet. Yesterday we went over all the different ways to use the 1-gram tablet, and now there's different ways to use the 4-gram tablet. And you know what I just noticed? I just noticed I'm missing the Eradicator box on one way to buy the 4-gram tablet. Darn it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go to a website here so we can look at this. And if you have any questions, I got comments open. Just leave a comment, ask the question. I will answer that question, especially if it's about 4-gram tablets, because that's what we're talking about today. Let me just get into the store, all right? And so that way I can show you this, all right? A 4-gram tablet. There it is. Bam. All right, here we go. All right, okay. All right, so welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about, of course, the 4-gram tablet, and there's two ways to buy it. I'm going to have to share my screen first. Like, let me go right here. Let me share my screen. Let me find the screen. Now I know how to do it. We won't have a problem. Okay. So this is the Eradicator kit, okay? It comes with 16 4-gram tablets. So this is the smallest way you can buy it, and this makes 1 gallon of solution. So each tablet makes a gallon. So this kit right here will make 16 gallons, okay? So 16 gallons of sanitizer, cleaner, deodorizer, which is really good if you're using it in bigger places. So yesterday we talked about the 1-gram tablet makes 1 quart, right? So if we're just a homeowner and we're going to use our products that way, you're going to probably want to make a quart. But if you're going to want to make gallons, if you're a business and you're out there using a lot of product, you're going to then just, use this. It's $32 for 16 tablets, right? And so, that's pretty cheap per gallon if you're getting 16 gallons out of that, right? That's really inexpensive. To produce a product like that by the gallon. So that's one way we can do it, okay? So one way we can do it is we can buy the Eradicator kit because we don't want to buy the big box. Okay, so let me stop sharing. We go back. All right, so the other way, just like the 1 gram, these are the 4 grams. You can see it right here, I think. I got to put it right on the camera. You can see it over here, right there, right? 4 grams, okay? So the 4-gram, it tells you right here, it's 120 tablets. Okay. I have my light off. Yeah, 120 tablets. So there's 120 tablets in the 4-gram pill right here. So you can either buy it by 120 tablets, or you can buy it like I just showed you, the Eradicator kit that has 16 tablets, okay? So that's 2 ways to do it. That way, if you're a homeowner, you're not going to want to buy this, right? These are more for businesses that use this product quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of the same stuff. I just want to put make these videos different. So if somebody's using our 4-gram tablet, they can go to a video about 4-gram tablets, and they can find out what they can do with that 4-gram tablet. It does the same thing. It's the same 6.5 pH, okay? So it has the same pH. It's a stabilized product. When you make it into a gallon, it's 106 parts per million. Okay, so it's the same 24% sodium chloride, just like the 1 gram. The 4-gram has 24% sodium chloride. It's just 4 times bigger, so it's 4 times more solution, okay? So now instead of making a quart, I'm going to be able to make a gallon. Yesterday, I was talking about a great way to add our soil break to our tablets, right? When you're mixing these up in a gallon of water, you're going to add like 2 ounces of soil break to a gallon of water. And here's how our soil break comes right here. So it comes like this. All right. So this is a 2-quart jug right here. it's 64 ounces, I think it is. Yeah, 64 ounces. We just changed this about a month ago. We had 6 1-quart bottles in a case. Now we have 3 2-quarts. So the cool thing about this is it comes with one of these right here. And what this does is it goes into the bottle, right? And then you can dial it up to however much solution you want, right? So you squeeze it, you squeeze the bottle, squeeze it into this. And if you want 2 ounces, this thing will hold up to 3 ounces. You have your 2 ounces in here. You don't squeeze anymore. You turn it over and you just pour it into the 1 gallon of your solution. And now you have a cleaner, sanitizer, deodorizer, and it's completely green. Everything that we use is extremely safe when you're making it at that low of a concentration, when we're talking about 106 parts per million of chlorine dioxide. So now you have a cleaner that you can use everywhere. You can use it on your furniture. You can use it on your countertops. You can use it on cutting boards, because it's a great sanitizer to get rid of all that bad stuff. If we're cutting chicken or meat or anything like that, you know that you can get salmonella. So that's one problem that we got to look out for, right? I should have turned my phone off. Now I got clients calling me. All right, so so there's that. So now we have this cleaner. Now, what else can we do with our 4 gram? Well, remember I was talking about the humidifier. And my wife doesn't really like a pool smell, and she's very hypersensitive. When she got mold poisoning 24 years ago, it really messed up her senses, and she can't be around strong smells because it really bothers her. In fact, she loses her voice every time, even if it doesn't make her heart beat faster or cause rashes. It makes her lose her voice when she gets around any type of chemical that doesn't agree with her. Like it could be a bleach product. It could be anything like tires, right? Are really bad. She can't go to a tire shop. She'll break out in a rash, heart starts pounding, those kind of things. So I've lived with this woman 40 years, and for 24 years now, she's been hypersensitive. That's why when I owned my restoration company, I worked for a lot of clients that were hypersensitive because they knew about my background with my wife. So I was able to help them out, right? And I didn't have this when I had my business, except for the last 5 months of being in business before I sold my companies. I was using chlorine dioxide. I didn't have this until 8 months ago, the soil break, right? And this is a great product. I mean, we use this. We'll take a 1 gram, we'll take a 4 gram tablet, 1 tablet, 2 ounces of this soil break. I should hold it this way so you can see the label. 2 ounces of soil break. And we will clean tar off of walls where somebody has smoked in a house for 15, 20 years. It works unbelievable. It just melts that tar off the walls. When you're trying to get rid of that cigarette smell, that's our first step when we're doing odor removal, like smoke odor. And we use it a lot for curry also, because the curry is very oily and sticky. And if you've been in a home, we do a lot of rental properties, right? And so, if an Indian, somebody that, it doesn't even have to be an Indian couple. It could be anybody that likes Indian spices, right? And they cook with, like curry and things like that. After time, that steam, it's sticky, right? And it gets on everything. It gets inside your appliances, gets in your cabinets, on your wall, and really hard. It gets into your vent. And if you have one of those vent-a-hoods that vents out your roof, it's almost impossible to clean that because it's all in that vent-a-hood too, and that smell comes through there. Now we have ways of doing that, where we can get in there with a long brush and try to clean it out, but it's not the same as cleaning the outside of something where we can really get to it. But we have to do that sometimes. Luckily, they have microwaves now that are also the vent, right? And they just vent through a filter, and all we got to do is put that filter in the same water we're using to clean with. We will take the same thing, 1 gram, 1 4 gram tablet, 2 ounces of soil break, and we will put that in the sink. We will get the sink water going, and we'll soak that filter in there that has all of that, it's I don't know if you've ever worked with anything or been in a house where they had a lot of curry cooking. They use that they use curry quite a bit with their cooking. I don't know how much you've been in one of those houses, but it's really bad because it gets into everything. A lot of times we have to remove the appliances after we clean everything to show that we got rid of the odor, because there are parts of those appliances we can't get to. If they've done it for years, it gets into that motor section and all that, and we can't even get into that part to even get rid of that. But that's probably 75% of the time it works without getting rid of all the stuff. Sometimes we have to move it out to know that we got rid of the odor completely. And this works really good. The only time I would use more soil break in a gallon of water, we did a job. This is probably 2 years ago, where the homeowner, I guess when they passed away, it was a duplex. It was 2 duplexes. They owned them both. And you might have seen that video that I put out where they smoked cigars for 50 years in there, right? So they were probably, who knows how old they were. They probably bought it in their 20s, and they could have been 70, 80, 90. I don't know how old they were when they passed away or the last person passed away, but I've done a lot of smokehouses being in restoration. I've done a lot of cigarette smoke, pipe smoke, marijuana smoke, all this, right? I've never ran into something like I ran into in that duplex. It was like dark orange. The color of the walls, when we cleaned them, the walls were white. It was dark orange. They never cleaned these walls, and they smoked in there for 50 years. And it wasn't that big of a place. We're talking like maybe 900 square foot per duplex, right? And so the second duplex, they must have had a family member living in there, and it was maybe 20% as bad as this main one. So we had to clean the other one, but it was nothing like this. I would use 4 ounces of soil break in a gallon of water if I was going to try to get something that bad out. Like if it was so bad that it was like dark orange, I would use more soil break, because it's a surfactant cleaner. It lifts that soil load off of the wall, off of the carpet, off of the fabric, anything that you're cleaning, and it helps you to wipe it away. And the way we do it, we use those. There's a thing called a schmop, and it's like got a long handle, and it swivels, and it has like the pad that you can just clean. Like it's made for like mopping floors, but we use it for walls, right? Because the microfiber towel that goes over it, just like it's like Velcro, and it sticks to it. And once we get a bunch of tar off that wall, we can take it out, put it in some solution, and clean it out, right? You never dip it into the clean solution. The clean solution always takes the new towel, right? And then you're cleaning the walls. And then there you have a dirty bucket that you put those in so you can rinse them out and clean them and reuse them again if you need to. A lot of our members that have odor removal businesses that are extremely busy in their odor removal businesses, they might have 100 of these things, so they don't have to rinse them out and clean them. They'll take them home and clean them in the wash machine, right? And so our stuff can even be used in the wash machine. If you want to get rid of those odors in that thing, we put our chlorine dot, like I told you yesterday, a 1 gram tablet in a wash machine is a great deodorizer. So, and you can even use a 4 gram in a wash machine, because you're talking about, what is it? 5 gallons of water, more, maybe more than that. So it's like 20 parts per million. It's really small, right? So I thought I turned my phone off. Anyway, it's a great product all the way around, right? And then to get rid of like smoke odors or anything. Now let's talk about like urine on a carpet, okay? So when we're going after urine, again, 4 gram tablet, gallon of water, we're gonna mix that up, okay? Now, I've taught this before about source removal. Anytime you're doing urine in a carpet, you're going to want to remove as much of that urine as you can. So you're going to pour fresh water on that carpet, and you're going to suck it out with a water claw. If you don't know what a water claw is, do a search on Google. It's this tool you can have. There's big ones that you stand on with your carpet cleaning wand. If you have a big truck mount machine and you're really trying to suck, it's the same thing that we would use for water damage, and we're getting the rest of the water out of that carpet, right? To make it as damp as we don't want it extremely wet when we're trying to dry carpet. If it's from water damage, we get all that moisture out, then dry it, right? Same thing with this. We have a handheld water claw that you can suck all that water out, that fresh water. And because it's plastic and you can see through it, you can see the yellow coming out, right? You see it. And when you no longer see yellow, you put more water. When you no longer see yellow because you've gotten most of that source out where you can't see the yellow urine, then you use our product, right? Now you're going to go in there with chlorine dioxide. It's going to oxidize anything that's remaining. in that carpet. You don't need to use soil break with something like that because we're just trying to deodorize it now. Now, when you're doing urine, think about this. And I even have a video on this. And you're a homeowner and you're looking at this spot that's that big on your carpet. Your cat, your dog, whatever's been urinating on the carpet. We do a lot of older senior citizen homes where, you know, they just can't help it. They're older, right? They're in their 90s or something like that. And they urinate because they can't help it. And, you know, when I was young, I used to think that was funny, but now that I'm 65 and I'm getting close to those kind of ages, so it's no longer funny because it could happen to me, right? So we change the way we think sometimes as we get older, and we see a lot of things, right? Because anyway, you're looking at a spot like this in the carpet. If I was to pull that carpet back, it's going to be at least 2 times bigger on the back end, if not 3. So a lot of carpet cleaners will go in and treat urine, and they treat that spot right there, right? And they don't go out the extra, you know, 2 to 3 times bigger. And so you got to do that, or you're not getting all. That's why a lot of times when you get a carpet cleaner, they're like, okay, $75, I'll get rid of that odor right there on the carpet. We're talking about 1 to 2 spots, right? Okay. Oh, wow, that's a great price. And then it smells really, really good for a few days. It smells like cherry or lemon because they're using a product that doesn't remove that odor, completely kill that odor. They're using a masking agent that has another scent in it that overpowers that urine, that smell from urine. And, you know, so it smells great. They get their check 2 days later, it dries, bam, right? It smells like urine again. And that's how that goes. Most cleaners do not get the big amount. We walk in there with a black light if we're going to do urine, right? Because we can see with a black light, we can see all the urine spots because most homeowners think they got this one spot that they saw or 2 spots. I've been in homes where we would get a call and we would go out there and they would say, yeah, our puppy urinated in this one spot. And we're like, okay, so is it more than one or just that? Oh, no, it's only one spot. We've seen her. We go in there with a black light and there's like 50 spots. It's everywhere. Right. And it's not just from the puppy. They had another dog, right? A bigger dog, and there's big spots everywhere. And so anyway, and so a lot of times these fluorescent spots under a black light could be soap. So the only way to know that it's urine is you got to get on your hands and knees and you got to smell it. There's no other way. I mean, we can use a moisture meter after we see it with our black light. We can use a moisture meter and it can beep and it can be wet, but it could be from soap or something. Maybe you tried to clean something, right? So until we actually smell it with our nose, we don't know. So I would take clients and I would say, look, do you want to, you can get down here and smell with me. In fact, I used to have the whole family follow me around smelling the carpet when I was doing this. Most people are not going to want to do it. They're going to take your word. If I have a carpet, let's say it's 400 square foot room, right? And there's like 20 spots on the carpet. Remember, a spot here, a spot there. It's really this big. Once you have that many spots, it's almost better to remove the carpet and pad and put new carpet in because it's almost impossible to get rid of that kind of urine, right? You can't really do it without removing the carpet and pad because now you got to get to the subfloor because it leaks through that pad. I don't care if you have pet pad. I owned a flooring company. We sold pet pad. It only works for so long. If they keep urinating, at some point, it's going to eat through that plastic on top and get through the pad and get to the subfloor. I've done thousands of these jobs. I absolutely know that's true. And if you're in the business, you know that's true. Now we got to deal with the subfloor. And if it's a concrete subfloor, there's a whole nother way to clean it. Okay. Great tip to get the family involved and engaged. That's right, man. Get down here on your hands and knees and start smelling the urine, right? Like, so I made a game out of it when I was doing it, right? And so, you know, what happens is this client in their mind, they're thinking, I'm going to spray something on their carpet. That's not how this works. That's not how this is not odor control at that point. If it's one spot, this is full odor restoration. This is no different than if your house flooded. And we got to do restoration with air movers and all that. Our products are awesome for that. This right here, this 4 gram, I make a gallon, I pour it on there. Let's say I have 5 spots and I'm going to try to save the carpet. Well, then I would probably move up to like a either a 10 gram or a 20 gram. 10 gram would make 2.5 gallons at a time, and a 20 gram would make 5 gallons. So I might need more liquid because I'm dealing with more spots. Remember, anytime you're dealing with more, move up to the next gram, the next size of our tablets, so you can have more, because it's less expensive for you that way if you're making more product. It's just like the 1 gram. If you're a homeowner and you just want to clean countertops and things like that, use it for a general cleaner, you're going to want to use the 1 grams because you can make a quart at a time, right? And you don't need more than that. A quart at a time, you run out, you make another quart. Okay, so it's pretty simple. And we love this product. And I think next week I'll be talking about soil break. So we'll have a whole show just on soil break. It's just very versatile with all of our tablets. And it works really well. Homeowners are going to, nobody wants to spend the kind of money that it costs for full restoration. I mean, it's scary. Like no one saves year after year for odor mitigation. They save for their kids to go to college, for that vacation, that new house, new car, whatever it is. That's what we save for, right? We're not saving for odor removal. But at some point when it gets so bad, like the types of jobs we do are so bad, they can't sell the house if they're trying to sell it. And there's all these problems that they have, right? So anyway, we got to mitigate it, and it becomes a big deal. I was telling you yesterday about Dave Snyder did that cat urine job, and he was like 23,000, but the franchise company was well over 100,000, and it would have cost way more to rebuild because they wanted to remove cabinets. We didn't have to. We have ways. You all have ways to get in there and take care of these problems, right? Where you can use our products. And I love these, right? I've used a lot of other products, as you know. I've tried other products from other companies. Nothing compares to what we're using now at 6.5 pH and 24% sodium chloride. And then there's our price. Here we go, right? Our prices are low enough that people might think we have cheap products. Cheap and low price is not the same thing, right? We have some of the best products at the lowest cost. We're lower cost than the companies that have way less sodium chloride in their products. Very low pH. When you have low pH, you have a really good chance of rusting things out because it creates free chlorine. Okay, so it's important that you use a very high quality product, and that's what these are. In fact, from what I know about chlorine dioxide, there's not a product on the market right now that can compare to the quality that we have in our products. I get hassled by our master dealers across the US and Canada on a daily basis of, we probably should raise our prices a little bit, right? And we probably should, right? We could, because we do have the best product out there. We're already a third the cost. But when I got into this, and I actually had a vision of helping out all you cleaners out there, helping out private citizens, really helping you, right? Helping your bottom line. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing this. I feel like that vision came from God, and we got hooked up with these products. It was almost like a miracle. You don't need to believe in God. I'm not telling you to believe in God because I'm talking about it. I happen to be a strong believer, and because I see all these miracles in my life, and there's no way this stuff could have happened without God intervening, being involved. There's no way Craig and I could have got involved with these types of products unless God was in charge of this whole thing, because the person that invented all this stuff is a very strong Christian also. And I know that he was praying for somebody like us. And so it's a match made in heaven. Anyway, I'm getting off course here. The 4-gram tablet, man, so many uses. Like you can put it in your humidifier if you don't mind a little pool smell. And I'm not saying it's that strong. So imagine putting it in a gallon of water, but it's going into a room that's like, I don't know, 600 square feet, right? So you have a lot of cubic feet in there, right? So it's very low parts per million by the time it gets out. It just has a slight pool smell. It's not that big of a deal. I would use this and not the 1 gram if my wife was okay with that, even though it doesn't bother her because she knows chlorine dioxide doesn't affect her like other types of chemicals do. Even with that, she just would rather not even think about it. So I make it easy for her, and she can't smell it. And so we use that, right? It's a great way to just sanitize that air in your house. And do you know that your body, I don't know how many of you know this, but your body creates chlorine dioxide, a type of chlorine dioxide as a defense against disease. Your white blood, when you get a disease and an infection or something like that, your body goes to work, right? It goes to work killing that stuff. It's trying to get rid of all that bad stuff before it gets you. Sometimes the flu gets you, but how you get over the flu is now, I'm not a doctor. I hope I'm saying this right, but I think it's your white blood cells create all this stuff and it tries to kill it, right? And so at some point, it does get rid of it. Of course, sometimes we use medicine, things like that, right, to help us along, to feel a little bit better. But for the most part, medicine doesn't really help. It just makes you feel a little better until you get over it. So I'm constantly putting this stuff in the air and I'm breathing in something my body already creates if I have a disease. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not making a claim here. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, if it's doing the same thing my defense mechanism in my body is doing, maybe that keeps me from getting sick. I don't know if it does or not. I have not been sick in a long time. Now, yes, a year and May, June, July. A year and 2 months ago, I had COVID, right? I got COVID. My wife and I got it on our anniversary. She caught it on May 12th, a year and 2 months ago. And she got it 2 days later. I got it. We were sick for 3 weeks. It was the worst. The only cool thing about coronavirus is, you know how people are afraid to die. Well, you're not afraid to die when you got that because you're wishing you were dead. Okay, so so it didn't matter, right? But I've never been that sick in my life. I've never even been close to that sick. I've had the flu and everything, but I got over it. And do you know, to this day, I still have antibodies because I can get it checked at the clinic right up the street here. So they'll do a check to see if you have the antibodies. And I have these antibodies 14 months later, and they're still real strong. In fact, that's what the lady said. She goes, oh, wow, it's showing up real quick. They must be really strong. And so I don't know what that means, but I have antibodies, okay? And so then I caught COVID a second time. And the second time I caught it, it was like the sniffles over the weekend. It was nothing. The only reason I knew I had COVID is because I tested for it and it was positive. I was like, wow, I like this COVID, right? Because it was nothing. But it might have been that new strain that was only like a cold, right? I don't know. It didn't tell me what the strain was. Anyway, back to the subject, right? We're almost done here. Chlorine dioxide is great for all that because if we're using it to sanitize surfaces, it's sanitizing our air. And do you know the same thing I talked about yesterday about allergens? People get allergies. You might have pets and you might be, let's say you're 40 years old and you get this new puppy. Puppy lives to be 18 years old. You're 55, right? So you're still going to have that pet for another 3 years, right? Now, all of a sudden, because you're older and your body's changing, you start getting allergies because we found that a lot in people's homes, right? When we go there and now all of a sudden they're allergic to the dander. So chlorine dioxide kills that protein. That's what you're allergic to. It completely denatures it. And now you no longer have an allergy attack in your house. Okay. It's not 100% because you're always bringing stuff in and breathing it. And then that hasn't been attacked with chlorine dioxide yet. We have another product that we use for allergen control and is Chita Shield. And that we'll talk about that one day. I've already talked about that, but we have a lot of products that help you with indoor allergies. It may be in your car, and it's very simple process using this. You can make a gallon of this, spritz it around the house, right? And you're good. Spritz it on the dog bed, the cat bed. And it's even safe enough. And I've used it on my dog before because she smelled, not because of dander, because we have a poodle and they don't shed like the dander like a lot of other pets do, right? So anyway, so they're hyperallergenic, supposedly, right? Anyway, it's great for all those uses. So it's not just odor, it's for cleaning, it's for odor removal, and it's for allergens. There's so many uses for our product. And how hard is it to take take this tablet, drop it in a gallon of water. Now, whenever I mix it, I use distilled water because I don't want any chemicals in my water. Why would I add it to chlorinated water out of my tap? Especially with my wife, right? Because she doesn't like that chlorine smell and it bothers her. So I'm just going to use I mean, it's like 95 cents for a gallon of it, right? If you're in Colorado, I was looking. And now I have this perfect cleaner that I add this to, and it replaces all those cleaners, because I can't use products like Lysol, 409, and all that in my house. I haven't been able to do that for 24 years since my wife got sick. So I had to come up with different solutions. Of course, I studied aromatherapy for like 10 years and got certified in it. And so I used to make my own cleaners before, but now I don't have to go through all that work. Drop a tablet in the water, put a couple ounces of this in. I have the best cleaner I can ever have, and it's completely green, completely safe. If you're interested in our products, just give us a call. My number's below, our email's below. You can get a hold of us. I'll have the website below, so you check that out. If you're in, let's say you're in Mississippi, right? You would just go to our website and click on that tab. In fact, I know that we're almost done, right? I know that it's already 30 minutes. So let me just share my screen real quick. Let me share this. I just want to show you something. Okay, so you're looking at this, right? You can see it. Okay, when you're on the site and you're at home, a lot of times if you try to go to the store, it's going to tell you this. It's going to come up and say, we're all about supporting your local business, so find your local dealer. You can click this, or you can find the local dealer up here. And what was I saying? Mississippi. So let's go to Mississippi. And what's going to happen? The Mississippi website's going to open. And at the bottom of the website is their contact information down here. Okay. So you can contact them about any product we might have. I really appreciate you all being here today. Thank you all so much. I look forward to tomorrow when we talk about the 10-gram tablet, because we're moving up the line and we're going to keep going over and over and over. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great day. And this is really, really exciting for me. I love teaching people, and I hope that you found value in today's show. All right. Have a great day. I'm going to end the broadcast. Bye-bye.